The warm sun gently illuminated the Bodhi tree, under which Buddha sat, his gaze serene and welcoming. Disciples gathered around him in reverence, their hearts filled with questions and hope for guidance. A young woman, Amala, joined the gathering, her presence quiet but radiant like the petals of a lotus. Her eyes reflected a lifetime of hardship, yet her composure was unshaken, a testament to inner strength. A disciple spoke up, breaking the silence. "Master, what is the essence of true strength in overcoming life's challenges?" Buddha smiled softly, his eyes emanating a quiet wisdom that calmed even the most restless hearts. "The oak withstands storms by rooting itself deeply," Buddha said, his voice a melody of timeless wisdom. "But the lotus thrives in mud, untouched by its impurity, blooming with unparalleled beauty," he continued. "The path to inner peace is like the lotus, a journey marked by softness and resilience," Buddha explained. "This pot," he muttered, "was once whole and flawless. Its crack now mocks me, a symbol of my inability to create." She recounted the illness that took her family, leaving her to care for the sick and dying. "Through their gratitude, I found peace, not by fighting hardship but by embracing it," Amala shared. The disciples leaned in, their curiosity ignited by the question that seemed to ripple through the air like a gentle breeze. Jivan looked at the crack in the pot, puzzled, unable to decipher the meaning behind the Buddha's cryptic statement. "I will tell you a story," the Buddha offered, leaning slightly forward as if weaving wisdom into the fabric of the moment. "Long ago," the Buddha began, "a woman carried water from the river daily, using 2 pots tied to a wooden pole. One pot was flawless, preserving every drop, while the other bore a crack, leaking water with every step she took. The cracked pot felt despair, convinced it was useless, incapable of fulfilling its purpose with dignity or wholeness. The Bodhi tree stood as a witness to this transformative moment, its leaves whispering ancient truths." Buddha's gaze shifted to Amala, his recognition of her strength resonating like a quiet hymn. "Amala, your wisdom is a gift to this gathering," Buddha said, his words an honor bestowed gently. The sun dipped closer to the horizon, its golden rays a reflection of the inner illumination. One disciple questioned, "Master, how do we cultivate this softness without falling into weakness?" Buddha smiled again, his expression carrying the depth of universal compassion. "Softness is not weakness, it is the ultimate strength, because it adapts and endures," Buddha explained. "The mighty oak breaks under extreme pressure, but the gentle lotus bends without breaking," he added. "Embrace life's challenges with an open heart, unafraid to transform pain into wisdom," Buddha taught. Amala's courage emboldened others to share their struggles, creating a circle of collective vulnerability. Through these exchanges, Buddha's teachings took root, like seeds scattered by the wind. Soft strength transforms suffering into beauty, like mud into a blooming lotus, Buddha proclaimed. The disciples observed Amala in admiration, seeing her as the embodiment of Buddha's lesson. As the evening descended, the atmosphere grew charged with quiet introspection and newfound resolve. The Bodhi tree held the gathering under its ancient canopy, its presence a silent blessing. As the disciples dispersed, the Buddha watched them go, his serene smile reflecting the timeless wisdom he had shared through simplicity. The grove held its calm, the stories of its gathered seekers adding chapters to the ever-unfolding teachings of the enlightened one. The gathering ended, but Buddha's words continued to echo in the hearts of his disciples. Through Amala's experiences, they saw the possibilities of transforming adversity with the power of gentleness. The feminine strength Buddha revealed became a cornerstone of his teachings. Uniting minds and hearts, Buddha watched the disciples depart, his calm demeanor reflecting an unshaken faith in human potential. The Bodhi tree bore witness to yet another moment where timeless wisdom shaped mortal lives. The stars began to dot the night sky, their quiet brilliance a symbol of hope. Under the celestial canopy, Buddha remained, his gaze fixed on the horizon, a living embodiment of peace. The disciples carried Buddha's teachings back to their communities, spreading the wisdom of soft strength. Amala became an icon of resilience, her life an example for countless seekers of truth. The teachings under the Bodhi tree became legendary, inspiring generations to embrace the feminine power within. Thus, Buddha continued to illuminate hearts, guiding them through the delicate yet profound art of softness. Another day, another journey brought Buddha and his disciples to the banks of the sacred river Ganga. The river flowed with a gentle rhythm, its waters sparkling under the midday sun. Villagers gathered near its edge, their daily routines unfolding in harmonious simplicity. Among them was Sujata, a woman drawing water, her movements steady and purposeful. Buddha observed her, his gaze calm yet filled with deep curiosity about her story. Sujata, Buddha called gently, his voice resonating like the murmurs of the river. She paused, turning towards him, her face carrying the traces of countless struggles. "Master," Sujata said, bowing her head with reverence, "how may I serve you today?" Buddha smiled, his expression radiant with kindness. "Share with us the wisdom this river has taught you." Sujata's hands trembled slightly, yet her voice was steady as she began to speak. "Master, the river has been my teacher, showing me the art of flowing with life's changes." Her words drew the disciples closer, their attention fixed on her as if entranced. In times of drought, the river waits. In times of flood, it carves new paths. Sujata continued, "I have tried to live as the river does, adapting without resistance to life's unpredictable tides." Buddha listened intently, his posture serene, his expression one of profound recognition. "The river neither fights nor fears. It simply flows, embracing every turn and obstacle," he said. "The path of the river is the path of soft strength, persistent yet yielding," Buddha explained. Sujata's story resonated deeply with the disciples, each reflecting on their own struggles. "Master," a disciple asked, "how can we practice the river's wisdom in our lives?" Buddha turned to them, his gaze as steady as the river's current. "Begin by observing how the river embraces change without losing its essence," Buddha instructed. "Let your mind flow, free of attachments, allowing life to shape you without breaking you," he added. "The river's wisdom lies in its balance, always moving yet always at peace," Buddha stated. The disciples nodded, their hearts absorbing the profound simplicity of these words. Sujata looked to Buddha, her eyes shimmering with both gratitude and understanding. "Master, the river has also taught me to let go, to release what I cannot hold," she said. Buddha's expression softened, a smile of acknowledgement gracing his lips. "To let go is to free yourself, to make space for new possibilities to enter," Buddha agreed. The sun began its descent, painting the river in hues of gold and amber. The disciples watched the flowing waters, their minds quiet yet filled with newfound clarity. "Master," another disciple asked, "does yielding mean surrendering to defeat?" Buddha turned, his gaze steady and compassionate. "Yielding is not defeat. It is understanding when to flow and when to stand firm. The river bends around stones, but it also shapes them, revealing the power of persistence," he continued. "The balance between yielding and shaping is the essence of true strength," Buddha explained further. Sujata bowed her head once more, her heart swelling with a sense of peace. "Master, I am humbled to be part of this lesson," she said, her voice thick with emotion. Buddha placed his hands together in a gesture of respect. "Your life is the lesson, Sujata," the disciples murmured among themselves. inspired by the profound truths unfolding before them. The river's soft whispers seemed to echo Buddha's teachings, a natural harmony between man and nature. As the first stars appeared in the twilight sky, the gathering began to disperse. Buddha remained by the river, his form silhouetted against the shimmering waters. His disciples lingered, reluctant to leave the presence of such divine wisdom. The river's flow became a metaphor etched into their hearts, guiding them in their spiritual journeys. Sujata returned to her village, carrying not just water but also the light of Buddha's teachings. The night deepened, and the river continued its eternal course. Unchanging yet ever-changing, Buddha's words remained with his disciples, a gentle current flowing through their minds and souls. The lesson of the river became a cornerstone of their understanding, a truth that transcended time. In the stillness of the night, Buddha meditated, his presence as timeless as the river itself. The teachings of that day spread beyond the banks of the Ganga, touching countless lives. Through Sujata's wisdom, Buddha illuminated the path of adaptability, balance, and the art of soft strength. The disciples carried this wisdom like a sacred treasure, sharing it wherever their paths led them. Thus, the river's whisper became an eternal song, its melody harmonizing with the teachings of the Enlightened One. Another day, another gathering formed under the full moon's glow as Buddha prepared to share his teachings with his disciples. The night was serene, the moonlight bathing the earth in its gentle and nurturing radiance. The disciples sat in a circle, their minds quiet yet eager for the wisdom of the Enlightened One. Among them was Kamala, a healer whose life was devoted to easing the suffering of others. Her hands bore the marks of tireless work, yet her eyes glimmered with compassion and selflessness. Buddha's gaze fell upon Kamala, his expression calm yet filled with curiosity about her journey. "Kamala," Buddha called softly, his voice carrying the depth of the universe. "Will you share your wisdom with us tonight?" Kamala bowed her head, her humility shining through as she prepared to speak. "Master, my path has been one of giving. Yet I often wonder how to preserve my spirit amidst endless service," she said. The disciples leaned closer, drawn by the profound vulnerability in Kamala's words. Buddha turned his gaze to the moon, its light steady and unchanging, a beacon of quiet strength. The moon offers its light freely, yet it remains untouched by the chaos of the world below. Buddha began, "This is the wisdom we must learn. To give without losing ourselves. To nurture without depleting our inner light," he explained. Kamala's voice trembled slightly as she continued, "Master, I have struggled to find this balance in my own life." Her words resonated deeply, stirring reflections among the disciples as they considered their own journeys. "I have learned to tend to my inner light first, for only then can I share it with others," Kamala shared. Buddha nodded, his smile serene and filled with a quiet understanding of her truth. Compassion is not a depletion, but a sharing of abundance. Like the moon illuminating the darkest nights, Buddha said, "To care for others, we must first care for ourselves, nurturing our inner peace and strength," he added. The disciples listened intently, their hearts absorbing the profound simplicity of Buddha's words. "Master," a disciple asked, "how do we prevent self-care from turning into selfishness?" Buddha's expression softened, his voice gentle yet unwavering. "Self-care is rooted in love, not greed. It is the foundation of true compassion. When you nurture yourself, you expand your capacity to nurture others, creating harmony rather than conflict," Buddha explained. Kamala nodded, her heart swelling with a newfound clarity and sense of purpose. "Master, I see now that my path is not selfish but necessary for the work I do," Kamala said. Buddha's gaze held hers, his recognition of her strength and wisdom resonating like a quiet hymn. The moonlight seemed to grow brighter, its radiance reflecting the inner illumination of the gathering. As the night deepened, the disciples contemplated the delicate balance between compassion and self-preservation. The moon remained a silent witness to this transformative moment, its presence a reminder of enduring strength. Kamala bowed to Buddha, her gratitude resonating in the graceful movements of her body. Master, your teachings have illuminated my path as the moon illuminates the night, Kamala said. Buddha placed his hands together in a gesture of respect. Your wisdom is a gift to this gathering. The disciples murmured among themselves, inspired by the profound truths unfolding before them. The moon's gentle light seemed to echo Buddha's teachings, a natural harmony between man and nature. As the gathering began to disperse, the disciples carried Buddha's words with them, etched into their hearts. Kamala returned to her village, carrying not just healing but also the light of Buddha's teachings. The moon continued its journey across the sky, its radiance untouched by time or turmoil. Buddha's words remained with his disciples, a gentle current flowing through their minds and souls. The lesson of the moon became a cornerstone of their understanding, a truth that transcended time. In the stillness of the night, Buddha meditated, his presence as timeless as the moon itself. The teachings of that night spread beyond the gathering, touching countless lives in their search for balance. Through Kamala's wisdom, Buddha illuminated the path of self-care, compassion, and the art of soft strength. The disciples carried this wisdom like a sacred treasure, sharing it wherever their paths led them. Thus, the moon's embrace became an eternal metaphor, its light harmonizing with the teachings of the Enlightened One. When you carry fear, ask if it strengthens your flow, he explained. Releasing heaviness is not erasing it but letting it find its place. Like the river flows around a stone, he continued. Thank you for watching. Buddha's teachings are always with you. Subscribe to our channel and we will see you in the next video.